Hey guys, just wanted to talk about the redone Dragon's Reign. So, for those of you who don't know, I and Edward Fox decided to re record Dragon's Reign together, with him doing pretty much Valerius and all the male voices, and me doing Caden and all the female voices. So, this has been a complete blast. We wanted to explain why we did it and to acknowledge that many of you loved the old version. But I don't feel that my efforts did the story justice. And plus, now we get to hear Edward's take on favorite characters like Wally and Valerius. And can I just say that the editors did an amazing job with the dragon voices? These were things that we couldn't do in house right yet. And so I just wanted to really share that with you. And I wanted to act opposite Edward. He's fantastic. He plays Damon, Balthazar, and the narrator in Everdark. So he's like amazing, as you all know. So we have some questions from people new to Dragon's Reign. Is this a series? How long will it be? It is a series. It's 140 chapters long. It's a serial that I wrote for several years and now turned into an audio drama. How often will Dragon's Reign update? It updates once a week on Tuesdays, both on the public podcast and the members only podcast. But obviously, the members only podcast is 15 chapters ahead. And also, the members only podcast is not edited for mature content. As we know, anything even kissy with YouTube is mature and will be banned. When will you publish the books and audiobooks? Actually, we already are. You can pick up volumes 1 and 2 right now in our shop. There will be a link down below in the description. So you can pick up a hardcover, a paperback, an ebook, or the audiobook. And of course, those audiobooks will be as well uncut. So you'll get all the sensual scenes too if you purchase it. Now, some questions from people who are familiar with us. The new one is good, but I miss your narration. Oh my God. I am so honored that you would think that, although I think objectively, what I've done with Edward is better. But for those of you who miss basically listening to me, you can still listen to me. For right now, we still have the old version on YouTube, unless that gets confusing, and members on Raythe can actually listen to the original version too. But if you really miss my voice, well, guess what? I am doing a whole new serial all by my lonesome called The Night Prince, which people are, to my honor and delight, just over the moon with, where I am acting out the whole thing, just like I did with Dragon's Reign. So, and that will be coming to YouTube again, YouTube and Spotify, I should say, and all Apple, iTunes, and all that kind of stuff. But again, that has to be edited due to any sensual content needing to be taken out. Will this affect the Everdark schedule at all? No, they're on their own schedule. Dragon's Reign is released on Tuesdays, and Everdark is released Thursdays and Saturdays for members. Night Prince, when we start running it, will be a separate day of the week, so you don't have to worry that you have to choose which one you're going to listen to first. Is there a way to access the old version? Yes, but just not on Spotify. Keeping both versions on Spotify would be confusing because when people search for it, they'd get the old one and not the new one. YouTube is different because there are playlists and we can communicate through shorts and the community tab. So it's easier to make clear that there are two different versions. It's also archived, like I said before, for members of wraithrain.com. What is Valerius's accent? So when I did it, I played Valerius in the limited way I could, which was more like, Caden, you are mine. While Edward's version is quite a bit different. On the live stream we did with me and Edward, he goes into how he created the voices. Here's the section from the stream, and you can listen to this and understand where he's coming from. It had to actually do with the fact that I told him Valerius came from a time like Conan that pre-existed written history as we know it. And he took that and ran with it.
So Raythe and I met, and we talked through, I had a list of all the characters appearing in the first, 60, 70 chapters. And I just asked questions about that helped me as the voice actor, of where to go and look to sort of find inspiration and to start playing, to find where these characters might live. So Valerius, I think, Raythe, you, just trying to remember what you said to me, was someone who was an ancient, and he'd kind of been around for thousands of years, So the accent we wanted, we didn't want to regionally put him anywhere specific and modern that would identify him as being a person from now. And to draw upon people like, and it still was the one that I think I kind of chose, was sort of Conan the Barbarian, that hero from ancient times who has seen things and done things. So I started working. I listened to some Arnold Schwarzenegger, just trying to find the flow of his English. Then looked at some sort of Eurotrash, as I call it. Going on a tour through Central and into Eastern Europe, trying to find. I guess I was thinking of like Dracula of from the Carpathian Mountains and
Right.
finding a fun sign, being aware that I also had to voice Valerian, who is very clearly Russian.
Yes.
So it was, how can I have some of those sounds that indicate a person from that part of the world without causing a problem for Valerian? And I may have, or I may not. We'll find out. But it was really, then he's large, so that's about placement. And so I constantly think about, dropping the voice down into the chest and opening up that part of myself.
Oh, cool.
Right. So working on so that's the physical structure of the voice. And then it even things like whether biting down in the teeth. So Valerian, specifically, he doesn't open his mouth much. Everything is a snarl and a bite with my jaw closed and my teeth closed. Whereas I think it's between you and me, right? Valerius loves to kiss. And
Oh.
I mean, look at how often he's kissing Caden. Oh, did we just get demonetized and banned? I said kiss. But the sensuousness of his lips and his lips flattening and smiling and things is mentioned quite a lot. So with Valerius, there's actually a lot more lip action, moving the lips and articulating, which also in Tezacoatl, he has very much got lips. So there's a
Oh,
fun
yes.
that once we have the narrative description in the text, then a conversation with the author about their inspiration, and then for me to go and listen to voice samples, to look at things that inspire me, and to try and build a sort of model that I can keep coming back to. And I've got to be specific, because otherwise I'll hit chapter 70 and go, oh God, that character's back. What the hell did I do? So I have to out the physical placement, the sound, tempo and rhythm, musicality of speech. All of these things are things that we can use to find new voices to play.
Please join the live streams because when Edward's involved, he talks a lot about the craft of voice acting. And he has so many interesting things to say. I mean, I have to remind myself, yeah, we've been on for 3 hours, Raythe. You got to stop now. So we'll put the link to the live stream in the notes so that you can check it out. One of the things that really frustrates us is that we can't really respond to comments on Spotify. But each episode on Spotify also has it up on YouTube. So you can listen to it on Spotify to your heart's content, and then please go comment on YouTube, and then we can respond there. But I understand that Spotify is a great platform. It's just unfortunately not really set up for interaction like YouTube is. You also can always email us, join our mailing list, or check the YouTube community tab. This is where we update more often. Guys, I am so excited to introduce you to Dragon's Reign again in a whole new way. And I can't wait to hear what you think about all the new voices and my acting chops. Obviously, nothing compared to Edward's, but I feel like he's caused me to raise my game. And I can't tell you how much of a thrill it's been to do this with him. And I hope to continue doing stuff with him in the future this way.